You may not believe in magic, but they do. And it all revolves around the corruption of innocence. They believe that it gives them power. And in certain aspects of all of this, it does. The corruption of innocence, politically, the corruption of innocence sexually, the corruption of innocence personally. Whoever is able to accomplish those things gains power over the people that they do it to. So the reality of it is a form of magic. And anyone out there that has experienced physical abuse, or abuse of any kind for that matter, knows exactly what I'm talking about. Because when that person says, "Oh, I'm sorry, it won't happen again," and you stay in whatever situation, that's the power that they've gained over you. But what drives the majority of all of this is fear. Fear of being exposed to the majority of people that aren't that way, that don't believe in that kind of magic. They don't have any choice but to try and undermine our system. Because if our system is allowed to stay intact, just like Ghislaine Maxwell found out earlier today, eventually the slow-moving lady of justice will catch up to you. And they know that. But they're not willing to give up their magic. So in order to keep it under wraps, hidden from everybody else, they want to undermine and change our system so that they can keep doing what they've been doing. That's why I have said and will continue to say, if you think you want to be on the side of good, it requires vigilance. Because you can't just leave it in God's hands. He's got other shit to do. It's a big universe. He can't keep his eye on everything. That's why we're the little G. We're supposed to keep up with this shit, understand how it works, and when it rears its ugly head, fight back against it. So here's a good analogy for the situation that we face. You can only piss in the Kool-Aid so much before it eventually ruins the taste and it becomes more piss than Kool-Aid. You can only interject so much negative power into our reality before it takes over everything. That's why vigilance is required. That's why the ability to use your voice and to say a turd is a turd is so essential. And when you voluntarily, or we voluntarily, give away our voices and opinions, that only allows their dark magic more power in our world. Contrary to some people's opinion, you can't have light without darkness. You can't have good without evil. And you can't have God without the devil. It might work differently in a different reality, but that is not how it works in ours. And the sooner people get that through their head and put it into daily practice, into their own personal lives, the better off we will all be. Because if the balance of power between positive and negative is allowed to be invaded by the negative, there will be shit running around on this world and in our plane of existence the likes of which you have never seen and will never want to see. So I'll leave you with this little phrase that we've all more than likely heard before. Men's hearts will fail them for what is coming upon the earth. That's why we should be involved. That's why we should take an interest. And that's why if someone isn't willing to educate us, we should be compelled to educate ourselves.